Đúng rồi. Test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Your headset all right?
Yep. I can maybe come down a tiny bit in my ears.
A little bit better?
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think.
Cool. Hello and welcome to a very sunny Wivenhoe showground. Spring has sprung and finals footy is all around us, and today we have a mouth-watering contest between two great clubs on the northwest of Tasmania. It's the Darwin Footy Association Grand Final at the Wivenhoe showgrounds, and we've got the Queenstown Crows taking on the South Burnie Hawks. Welcome to the AFL Tas live stream of all the action. My name is Anthony Osborne, delighted to be bringing today's game to you. To my right in the commentary box is the great Jacob Dooley. Dooley, great to have you here.
Good to be here, thanks Anthony. And as you say, really exciting clash we've got here in the DFA Grand Final. Two powerhouse clubs in the northwest of Tasmania, 10 premierships between them since 2012. One of them will add another one to that tally. I'm excited to find out who it is.
Absolutely, looking forward to seeing how it goes. It really does feel like a genuine flip of a coin sort of matchup. Of course, South Burnie taking home the minor premiership, but Queenstown getting the better of them a couple of weeks ago. And we know that Queenstown, as you said, both of these clubs have been at the pointy end for many a year and know what it takes to win big games and win grand finals. Yeah,
absolutely. And, you know, the Crows, as you mentioned, got that win in the semi-final over South Burnie. They've timed their run beautifully this season after some injuries earlier in the year, so we'll see if the Hawks can find a response.
Packed house here at Wivenhoe as we get things underway. Nick Rolls, with the big fist to begin things off. He gets the ball off, dishes it off to his friend there in Tyson Weller. Ball just bouncing around in the middle of Wivenhoe at the moment. The two teams sure to just try and work a way to settle themselves in. Chris Wedd, who's of course played for both of these clubs, a star in last year's grand final performance for the Crows. Ball here at half forward to be won, doing pretty well there. On the boundary line was McKellar, but the numbers went out for South Burnie. Collins bringing the ball back in, but only as far as Matthew Newson, a famous name on the west coast of Tasmania. Newson drives the ball inside 50. Punched away strongly there by Joseph. Unable to take the ball cleanly was Nankerville, but he's going to be rewarded with a free kick. Just a touch clumsy there from James Jacobson. So just outside the arc of 50 goes Nankerville. Sets it up to a dangerous spot. Couple of players fly. No one can take it. McKellar. Clever little kick back inboard. Keeps the ball alive. An opportunity here through Sam Newson for the Crows. Tied up and bouncing over the line just ahead of Zach Myercheck, who's a player I'm looking forward to seeing this afternoon. Jacob, he was dominant in last year's grand final, and I guess as the afternoon unfolds, we'll have to see how some of these X-Factor players shape up on the biggest day of the year.
Yeah, no, he's a big game player. 5 goals in last year's grand final. If he can do that again here, that would be a big help.
Just thinking his way through there was Jonty Blake, one of the vice-captains at South Burnie. We were remarking earlier that it feels like almost a third of the team are in the leadership group at South Burnie, but they're the sort of players that are going to have to step up in grand finals. You need your leaders to really lead from the front. So the ball's thrown in. Punch down to a dangerous spot. South Burnie, and he do some defending early. Myercheck's drawn the free kick there. Just attacked the ball quickly, cop some high contact, and he's got a chance to open his account.
Yeah, it could be the perfect start here for Queenstown. Myercheck only played the 7 games this year, but 21 goals in those contests, so he's been in good form when he has been on the park. And as we mentioned, we know he can do it in big games like this.
So Zach Myercheck, point blank range. Kick is on the way to get things started for Queenstown. Misses to the right-hand side, so an opportunity goes begging there at the Bass Strait end. Queenstown on the board with a minor score.
Chance for South Burnie to steady a bit here. Haven't really gotten their hands on the footy too much, so they'd want to control the tempo a little bit as they ease into the game.
Kicked in there to Stuart Turner at half-back. Turner goes long down the line. In front of us here in the broadcast position, and pretty content to see it over there was the Queenstown player. So, now a couple of years ago, South Burnie and Queenstown played on this day, and it was a Rowan Bulldog show on that occasion. I think he might have kicked 10 and just took the game apart away from Queenstown. I'm excited to see how he goes throughout this afternoon as well. I might get some numbers from him at the next stoppage as well. Dooley, certainly a player to watch as the two teams, the middle of the ground, try and work their way through. Going in after it there was Zach Smith. Umpire will come in.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Bulldog. Again, just the 7 games this season, but 40 goals. Still finished 3rd in the competition goal-kicking. Team of the year forward pocket. So he's had a big impact.
Austin Byrne drives the ball inside 50. Runner up in the B&F, and a lovely kick there to a dangerous spot. And now South Burnie have the opportunity to draw first blood in the grand final. Strong mark taken, and just as we've been talking about him, it is Rowan Bulldog with the chance to get things underway for South Burnie. He's just a magnet for the footy inside 50. Kick on the way. Didn't look great off the boot. and that's the result, a minor score. So the two teams missing some golden opportunities early.
Yeah, two-star forwards getting their hands on the footy, but not able to convert. A bit of a surprise, but we'll see if those nerves are out of the way now on the big day.
Opts to go short, finding Tyson Mychek. Two of the great hairstyles out there in the DFA Grand Final, the Mychek guys. Flowing locks, as that ball goes out of bounds. We'll have throw in just in front of us here, half forward. It's always the way in Grand Finals, I reckon, Dooley. The first 5 minutes or so, you just got to absorb the pressure and just try and settle yourself, don't you?
100%. Whoever can settle first generally tends to get a little leg up early on.
Just bustling his way through there, perhaps a little clumsily, was Holland. And I think it might be a 50-metre penalty. It will be. So, costly error there from the big man Holland, who was trying to insert himself and just going a little bit far. It's going to invite Zach Smith to the top of the goal square.
Well, we just talked about settling the nerves. This is a very easy kick to do just that for South Burnie.
Yeah, no mistake there. Smith is on the board, and South Burnie kicked the opener of the DFA Grand Final. First minute or two was all Queenstown inside 50, but it'll certainly settle the nerves. And although we didn't kick the goal, good for the Hawks, I suppose, to have the ball in Baldock's hands early too.
Yeah, 100%. A strong mark from Baldock, even though he couldn't convert. As we see the replay of the 50-metre penalty there, you know that there's always going to be feeling in a grand final like this, but both teams would be wanting to control it a little bit better than that.
So back to the middle we go. 1-1-7 plays one behind. Early running in the DFA Grand Final for season 2025. Just paddling the ball back, and the Hawks are hunting the ball with a lot of ferocity at the moment. Handball over the top brings an opportunity for Turner, but he's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Ray McCann, who earns the free kick. He's a stalwart of that defensive unit, Finbar Ray McCann, and just showing his wares right there. Fends the ball out wide to Murfitt. Little 45-degree angled kick, couldn't quite work out. In the end, rolled over and out just in front of John Holland, who's been busy early on.
Yeah, it's been a bit scrappy, hasn't it? But South Burnie bringing a lot of pressure when they've been able to get it forward. Not been easy for Queenstown to get out of there.
Rolls, won the tap down. First to it, Smith, who's been really productive, but a great tackle right on the boundary line is going to be rewarded. Good stuff there from Matthew Newson. So defensive side of centre wing, Newson. See something he likes. Towards the runner there in Dilger. Dilger pumps the ball inside 50, sees a genuine one-on-one. Perhaps out body, but almost taking the grab. There was Allen. Ball in motion towards the goal, potentially through. That's an opportunistic finish there from Allen. Queenstown, they draw level, and that was probably not a trademark or textbook execution of the goal, but just found himself in a good position as we have a look at the replay. Just paddled the ball in front of him, bounced off one, outside of the boot. That's a terrific finish there, Jacob Dool.
Brilliant way to get on the board for Queenstown, isn't it? I thought he had no right to get out of that tight space there. A couple of defenders on him, but was good enough to keep his feet and keep possession, and really nice finish.
So the immediate response there for the Crows as they look to bang the ball forward once again. A bit of a chaos ball inside 50. Numbers there in favour of the Hawks as they drive the ball back out. Plenty of football played in front of us here on the broadcast side of the ground. Joseph thereabouts. Now coming through was Peach. Now in the arms of 46. Need to check that. Change to the team sheet, but a long kick towards goal, and it's through. What a finish from the Hawks. And the goals are flowing here at Wivenhoe, Jacob Dool.
That's a fantastic goal, isn't it, from South Burnie's man of mystery at the moment, but again, strength to shake the tackle, steps around one and goes bang from well outside 50. That's as good as it gets.
Fantastic finish, and couple of opportunities. The last couple of goals have just been players who've been able to absorb the pressure, bounce off one tackle, shake another would-be, and finish strongly. Fantastic footy to start here, goal for goal. So we go back into the middle. The two teams really issuing challenges to one another at the moment as the Crows drive the ball towards 50 once again. Unable to take the mark cleanly, McKellar recovers pretty well, sees something he likes, and a lovely kick into the pocket. Finds his friend there in James Allen, who kicked a wonderful goal just minutes ago.
Great delivery, wasn't it? Could have blazed away from distance, especially after seeing that goal at the other end, but instead just lowered the eyes, found the leading forward.
Yeah, this game's just really gone up a couple of notches over the last few minutes. Frenetic energy, and Allen has a chance here to kick his second. See that breeze just causing a bit of havoc, but it's going to work out okay. It certainly wasn't his intended option, but he finds Alex Dilger tied up in the pocket.
You take a little bit of luck when you can get it on a day like this, don't you? Small margins in a grand final.
So he's kicking right into this breeze, we think here, Dilger. Goes the check side kick, finishes it with absolute precision. A wonderful goal there from Dilger. And the Crows, they respond back straight away as well. It's raining goals at Wivenhoe.
Maybe it should be a check side only policy for the Crows for the rest of the game. That's 2 goals from 2 really tidy finishes off the outside of the boot on that occasion. Up tight against the boundary line, but even with that breeze in his face, made no mistake.
Yeah, it's a lovely finish. We're going to have to keep an eye on that breeze. We know Wivenhoe being literally right on the doorstep of Bass Strait can cause a few issues with that breeze, but able to just work the ball magically there was Dilger. So I feel like the two teams would be relatively content with where things are at the moment after almost 10 minutes of play. Just goal for goal in recent minutes. Just trying to absorb the pressure there was Nankerville. Got given an eternity, made the most of it. Got the ball out. Now the Hawks are able to trap the ball cleanly. That one goes out of bounds. Just avoiding the run there of Tyson Weller. Always get a fantastic crowd at the DFA Grand Final, particularly when the day is as spectacular as this. Cars all the way around the racetrack. Grandstand pumping. Good tackle laid, but just getting his kick away there was Wed. Coming the other way, though, was Collins, driving a bit of run off half-back for the Hawks. Kicking in the Bulldog direction, couldn't quite take the mark. An opportunity here through Jacobson. Dishes the handball off, finds his man there in Sheehan. Cuts it back inboard. Great stuff here from the Hawks. Overlap run and missing. That's another golden opportunity there. It goes begging. So Crows have probably been a little lucky with a couple of those shots down that end of the ground, Dooley.
I think so. That was one that I thought we could just about write in the book there, running into the open goal, but nothing comes easy on grand final day.
Sam Newson, chipping ball over the top. Using the outer side of the ground, but not a great kick. Straight down the throat of Connor Dalting, one of the leaders at South Burnie. Goes to the one-on-one. No one able to take the mark. Coming through, though, and gathering. Sheehan dishes it off. Austin Byrne gathers the football and just drives it as far as he can towards 50. Important bounce here, tied up against the pocket. Pretty content to punch it over there with Sam Shea.
Seen South Burnie waste a few opportunities, but the way that they're setting up behind the ball, making life really hard for Queenstown to exit D50, forcing turnovers, weight of numbers, might just pay off for them here.
Ball thrown in. Holland tried to slap it away, but getting the ball there was Rolls. Kicking towards the goal square, and the mark's taken. And guess who it is? He's just a magnet whenever the ball is hovering around 50. And a chance here for Rowan Baldock. It's his second shot of the afternoon already. Missed his first one. But he'll try and back himself from here. Perfect view of it here for Baldock. The goal-kicking machine. He made it work, but it's pretty good. Baldock gets another. South Burnie just get a little bit of a buffer early on in the DFA Grand Final, and the focal point of the South Burnie Hawks is on the board.
Tell you what, when you've kicked well over 1,000 career goals, you're not going to miss 2 gimmies in a row too often. So a good response there from Baldock to, figure out the breeze and let it work back nicely, as we see on the replay there. As we said, he's kicked 40 goals this season, hasn't played against Queenstown before this day, so really interesting to see how this matchup goes, and he's made a really good start.
So back in the middle we go. The Crows doing a lot of their work around the centre stoppages at the moment. Good little handball over the top. Opens up an opportunity. Dinky kick there. Clever. Moving the ball quickly go the Crows. Missing to the far side. A couple of chances there they potentially could have just stopped and steadied and had the set shot, but they're going to move it on quickly.
Nice dynamic ball movement, though, wasn't it, coming into the 50? They've struggled to get the ball in there regularly, but when they have been able to, keep their hands on the footy and move it, they do look dangerous.
Austin Byrne, one of the genuine stars of the competition. Second in the competition best and fairest medal.
Shows the depth of this side, though, doesn't it, that he was second in the Ewington medal, but only third in the club best and fairest. They've got a lot of star power.
Certainly do. All on display this afternoon. It's what makes this such a fascinating matchup. Just ferocity from the two teams here. There's no easy possession. Quickly getting his kick away there was Peach. Just bounces inside the field of play. That's a pretty good result there for the Hawks. Of course, the winner of this game will play the East Ulverston Crows in a few weeks' time in the battle of the two Northwest Country competitions, which is a fantastic initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. The more chances you have to test yourself against the best, I think the better it is for all players and clubs involved.
Strong tackle laid inside attacking 50 there for the Hawks.
Can't fault the intent from either side so far in this game, can you? They've really been all over it as ball slapped around out of the stoppage. South Burnie get the clearance and they've got a chance to re-enter the 50. Kick goes high and wide, tough one to mark. Almost reeled in by Zach Mychek, but instead it comes to ground. And we'll have another ball up here. Just inside the attacking 50 for the Hawks. Again, the ball just comes straight down to ground level and umpire quick to blow the whistle. He's picked out a free kick there. Quick handball off to Stuart Turner. He goes long and strong and drives it home. Another fantastic goal for South Burnie. And they suddenly skip away to a 2-goal lead. Saw the umpire free kick maybe for some high contact there. Good recognition to get the handball off to someone who can clearly finish from distance in Turner. He made no mistake. The Crows now will need to find a response.
Certainly will. The Hawks making the most of these opportunities, and he clearly just knew straight away that he was handballing to the man with a lethal boot. Made no mistake. Let's go back into the middle. Crows in need of a bit of a response here. And that's not going to help them. Free kick going the way of the Hawks. Some ill discipline there from Chris Wedd. Oh, I was going back to Chris Wedd. Sorry, I only saw the retaliation potentially as Wedd decides to drive the ball inside 50. Sees a couple of targets in there. The Hawks with plenty of numbers. They'll lock this ball up. So the two players were going at it there and the free kick going the way of Wedd. So chance here for Queenstown to manufacture some sort of response. Hawks well and truly on top over the last 10 minutes or so. Handball out. Clever little slap on there from Dilger. Keeps the ball alive. Gets an opportunity now. Tied against the pocket. Bouncing ball missing. Chance there for Morgan, but unable to get that ball in. In the end, a pretty good result for the Crows, though. Boundary throw in, right forward pocket.
They've looked dangerous from these stoppages so far, so that's definitely a good result for them.
Trying to get the ball there was Holland. Free kick going the way of the Hawks. Beneficiary there, Austin Byrne. Had to be pretty centimetre perfect with that, and he was. Finds his mate there in Nathan Breakey.
Just about sitting in the lap of some of the spectators in the camp chairs there.
Yeah, good luck finding any room around this ground. It's absolutely packed. So the Crows bring the ball back into play through Tyson Mychek. A long ball inside 50, looking for a target. Front position there was Blake, unable to complete the mark. The umpire says play on. Handball off, and now just trying to duck his way through. Trying, but unsuccessfully there was Aaron Joseph. Great tackle pressure from the Crows. And Dilger will wheel and go from the paint of 50. Backing himself in, a long, long kick right to the line. And I think the umpire is going to give the free kick. He tried to impose himself there, did Rolls. Umpire said he did so illegally, so an opportunity here from the tightest of angles through Aaron Burden.
Not sure that contact was necessary, was it? It was
No,
going to be a
it's
tough
gone
mark to
through.
reel in
Yeah.
before it crossed the line.
Burden just making sure he's all set. How does he play this? Decides to go the check side. In the end, doesn't get the contact he wanted at all. Out of bounds on the full.
Maybe forget what I said earlier about the check sides only policy.
Just from that pocket, I reckon.
I think so, yeah.
So the Hawks to bring the ball back into play through Peach. Long ball and a good mark taken. Good ball movement there for the Hawks. Great kick, centre half forward. That's Baldock. Drives the ball deep inside 50. It's going to be a foot race, but just missing to the right-hand side. So just with that, 2 and a bit kicks, and they've gone from end to end.
Good slick ball movement, wasn't it? And the kick from Baldock barely looked like he had to put any effort in to make the distance, so he's dangerous from anywhere at the moment.
I reckon the breeze just picking up a little bit. Was going from our side of the ground to the other, but potentially just starting to favour that southern end of the ground. We have a ball up here, just on the edge of the centre square, attacking side of the ground for the Hawks. Tap down, Smith burrowed in. Ball bounced up there to Sam Shea. Now trying to work his way through there was Murphy. Dashing his way through, getting the handball away was Jacobson. Still dangerous position here for the Queenstown defenders. Wrapped up there was Ray McCann. Umpire has a decision to make. It'll be their ball.
You've said it before, but how good's the tackle pressure been so far in this game? Just ferocious from both sides. We've got a whistle off the ball here.
Yeah, umpire out of region. Spotted a free kick going the way of Queenstown. So they get out a bit of trouble here. Wed. Drives the ball out. So we just tick over 20 minutes in this opening term. 13 points the margin in favour of the Hawks. Dilger. Precise kick back into Norkie. Norkie drives the ball to half forward, but just standing his ground and taking the mark was the South Burnie defender. So they'll look to move the ball down again. That far side of the ground, the ball just going up and down at the moment. Bowen Keane gets involved. First time we've really seen him so far this afternoon. Keane's kick is a pretty good one to centre half forward, just over the head of the intended target. He's got an opportunity here, Murphy. Tries to set it up for a teammate. Top of the square. Just evades Ray McCann. The Crows under a bit of pressure here. McCann does really well. Gets around one, gets around a second. Then dishes the ball off to Norkie. We'll see them finally exit defensive 50. Mark not quite reeled in there by McDermott. They'll look to drive the ball now towards half forward. A genuine one-on-one. Joseph. Potentially taken high, and that's where the umpire will take it. Ball back in the hands of Aaron Joseph. Of course, the former Carlton Blue. And now he's pleading for the 50. A little bit cheeky there from Joseph. The umpire didn't agree, so Hawks have the ball at half back. Just an awkward little half volley in front of his intended target. Ball out of bounds. And again, just camp chairs absolutely everywhere on that side of the ground, Dooley. It's fantastic to see. The TFA have had some huge crowds throughout the entirety of the season from all reports.
Yeah, and perfect day for footy today, so no surprise to see such a good crowd in, but it's great for the competition and for footy in the Northwest.
Rolls and Holland go to battle once again. Really good stuff there from Sam Newson. Gets around a couple. The Queenstown skipper drives the ball inside 50, looking for his target. Couldn't quite get it there, Mychek. South Burnie just setting themselves up really well. That ball just go in front of a couple out of bounds. Tyson Mychek thought for a moment he'd played with the umpire, but to no avail.
As you said there, South Burnie defenders doing such a good job so far in this game. Feels like Queenstown haven't had anything easy inside 50. Had to manufacture both of those 2 goals, as we mentioned, with some pretty creative finishes.
Rolls, takes the ball out of the ruck and just launches it inside 50. There's some dangerous targets up there for the Hawks. One of them is Keane. Couldn't quite get it on that occasion. Murphy's been really busy. Gets it off to Byrne. Filling the hole there was Ray McCann, who's doing absolutely everything down there at the moment for Queenstown. Just telling his teammates to settle down a little bit. Good kick.
Had to be perfect, didn't it, there? Inviting a bit of pressure, but they need to hit some targets here, the Crows.
Nesta Hawks right around that football. Weller going to battle there with Newson. And his jumper is completely off there, Newson. So that might be one for the Queenstown jumper steward at the break. He leads by example, though, Newson. He's been in the thick of it throughout the game so far. Joseph gets his handball away, finds it to Smith, who's met heavily there from Tyson Myercheck. Just bounces off, does pretty well there, Zach Smith. Through the legs there of his intended target at half forward, but they're just going to surge the ball forward here, the Hawks. Ray McCann and Baldock is going to be appointment viewing all afternoon. Ray McCann kept his feet magnificently and without conceding the free kick, potentially just saved what would have been a goal. So an interesting opening quarter in this one, Jacob Toole. The Queenstown Crows 2-2-14 trail South Burnie 4-3-27. Both sides have certainly had their opportunities, but the Hawks just seem to settle into the game probably a little bit quicker than their opposition.
I think so, yeah. The Crows had a lot of territory early in the game when it was a real scrap. But once things did settle a little bit, both teams found their rhythm. It was South Burnie who sort of able to move the ball a bit more comfortably, hit more targets, and ultimately put more score on the board so far in this game. But with so much big game experience in this Queenstown lineup, you know that they will come up with a plan at the break here and regroup and certainly come back strong from this point.
It was certainly entertaining footy. It was end-to-end stuff. We'll quickly thank a couple of the DFA sponsors and leave you with these highlights as we take a short break. But thank you to Auto Electric, Jensen's Quality Metalworks, Sports Power Burnie, LMAX, Flex Realty, Burnie Trophy Centre, Carlton United Breweries, Thirsty Camel, Harvey Norman, Capital Corp, Gavin Pearce, MHA, and Urquhart, Federal Member for Bass. We'll take a break here from the commentary box, but looking forward to getting into the second term of this one. These two teams fighting out what should be an absolutely cracking contest. We're back with you shortly. Goal! And it's through! What a... Kicking right into this breeze, we think here, Zilga. Goes the check side kick, finishes it with absolute precision. Perfect view of it here for Baldock, the goal-kicking machine. He made it work, but it's pretty good.
Again, the ball just comes straight down to ground level, and umpire quick to blow the whistle. He's picked out a free kick there. Quick handball off to Stuart Turner. He goes long and strong and drives it home. Another fantastic...
Second quarter about to get underway in the 2025 DFA Grand Final from the Wivenhoe Showgrounds. Just a spectacular day for footy and a really good game underway. Queenstown trailing 2-2-14 to South Burnie 4-3-27. Jacob Dool, this is really shaping up to be a fascinating contest between two heavyweights of the DFA competition, and although South Burnie do have a slight lead, this game's well and truly up for grabs.
It is, isn't it? And we sort of saw late in that term maybe a bit of a breeze in their favour as well, so it'll be interesting to see as they switch ends whether Queenstown have that same advantage, but I think South Burnie at the very least would have to be happy with how they've bounced back early after going down by 50 in the finals matchup between these two teams a couple of weeks ago.
Shout out there to, I think it was Finn Peach. I just saw him help get a young spectator who was just refusing to budge off centre wing there, off the ground. So the only point there is the Crows hack the ball inside 50 to get things underway. I reckon they've almost won every centre clearance so far in this game. South Burnie been so well set up behind the ball. Once again, they drive the ball out, and a mark taken by Turner, who kicked a fantastic goal on the run in the opening term. His kick is a good one. Spotting his teammate, dishes a handball off quickly to Murphy. Drives to a dangerous spot in the Bulldog direction. Didn't get it on the first go, didn't get it on the second, but he snaffled it on the third, and Rowan Baldock, who looks like Jake Ray McCann is running with him to start this quarter, has an opportunity to kick goal number 2.
He's just been so dangerous, hasn't he? On a day where there's been a lot of long kicks to contests, his ability to reel it in, huge difference.
Bulldogs' kick is an absolute ripper, and the Hawks get the perfect start to quarter 2 and just open up a really healthy buffer. 5-3-33. They lead Queenstown 2-2-14, and Baldock makes the most of that opportunity.
See again here, the kick wasn't perfect. He sort of had to cut his lead short, but great hands on the second and third attempt just to keep it alive and then bring it in, and the kick was fantastic. The crowd loved it off the boot. South Burnie, a nice little advantage here now.
Yeah, Rowan Baldock enjoys playing Queenstown on Grand Final day, as evidenced a couple of years ago. Just an incredible player, and I feel like if you kick the ball in his vicinity, he's probably going to snaffle it up. Chance here for the Crows inside 50. Just taking a little bit of weight off the kick really cleverly. That was a really clever kick inside 50. Sets up an opportunity here for the Crows. I thought he was going to blaze away, but he saw that his teammate Alex Dilger was in a really good spot. Just massaged the kick nicely. And Dilger has the chance to get the immediate response and kick his second of the contest. Steady approach from Dilger. Kick is on the way. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. And the Crows get the immediate response. We've played 2 minutes in the second quarter. 2 goals on the board. Really entertaining footy at Wivenhoe.
Yeah, Dilger's been fantastic, hasn't he, so far in this game? As he said, second goal of the day, but he's been busy around the ground as well, just working overtime to try and get his team back into this contest. That's a big goal there. South Burnie, with the first of the quarter, threatening to really grab the momentum and run with it, but once again, starting to level the score here.
Yeah, just found himself a bit of space there, Dilger. Potentially some lax defending there from the Hawks. They look to go again here. Newson, who's finally got a better jumper, gets it back with a little 1-2, likes to move around, gets around one. Sam Newson lowers his eyes towards goal, just misses to the right-hand side. That would have been a huge captain's goal there from the skipper. But they've just trying to create some more opportunities here, the Crows. A free kick there against Turner. Raised his hand and acknowledged it straight away. So McKellar is going to look to drive the ball back in now for Queenstown. Hot spot, flying high. Meyer check at ground level. Just pushed off the footy. Pretty good stuff there from Smith. Sees a runner he liked there in Byrne. It goes right down the line, and a good mark taken by Bowen Keane. He's doing a lot of his work right up the ground with Baldock in the team. He moves it on quickly. And the chance here through Breakey. Kicking in the Baldock direction. Had a couple to beat. Unable to do so on that occasion. Number there at ground level was Murfitt. High up and under kick in hope more than anything. Out of bounds on the full.
As you say, really impressed with Keane, the way he's been willing to work up the ground. Leading goal kicker in the competition, but with Baldock there, he's happy to put in the hard yards and set up his teammates.
Just as you mentioned him, a fantastic kick there from Keane in the direction of big Nicholas Rolls, who thought he'd asked the question around the 50 as well. An imposing figure is the South Burnie ruckman, and he just had himself a nice little leading lane there. Keane happy to oblige. Saw something he liked, tried to get it in the direction there of Murphy, couldn't take it cleanly. Now burrowing in there is McKellar. Has Turner for company. We'll have a stoppage, but yeah, you did right. Keane doing a lot of his work right up the ground. It just lets Baldock have free reign over the 50, doesn't it?
It's been an open paddock for him to work into, Baldock, so much of this game so far, which has worked beautifully.
Tied up in the pocket. Holland pretty keen to see it over. So dangerous spot here for the Queenstown defence. Ball thrown in. Ground level Smith, who's been in the thick of everything. So first chance to really take a breath in this second quarter. It's been a fantastic start to the turn. Outside of the boot there from Sheehan. Just pitches in the field of play in front of Ray McCann.
I feel like we've seen this a bit from South Burnie, haven't we? The ability to just lock it inside their forward 50, repeat entries. Not getting a heap of scoreboard reward, but it's building a lot of pressure.
Trade of handballs here for Queenstown. Awkward looking kick there from Wed. Did pretty well meterage-wise, but only as far as Turner. It kicks to a dangerous spot. Players converge from all angles. No one able to take it cleanly. Numbers here should be able to work their way through for the Crows, but great tackle. The umpire says he got a handball away. You can hear the South Burnie fans disagreeing. Myercheck has the footy. Now Queenstown, can they try and manufacture something here from half-back? Newson forced to give the ball away. Free kick going the way of the Hawks. Good kick. Finds Byrne. Byrne moves the ball up in the direction of Dalting. Dalting just sets the ball up for Baldock. That is a fantastic kick. Baldock read it beautifully. And that is just a forward 50 entry when you know you've got a guy like Rowan Baldock who will gobble anything up.
We've seen Baldock have to stand under the ball and still make pretty good work of it. But on that occasion, he was able to hit it at full speed. I don't think there's a defender in the competition who can stop him when he can do that.
Baldock. A long kick towards goal. It looks pretty good off the boot. It looks very good. Baldock gets another. South Burnie kick an important goal. And hats off to Connor Dalting for that delivery. Magnificent kick. Baldock able to take the mark and made no mistake with that kick. He just bought himself a bit of extra room, didn't he? Drove it home.
Some great work shepherding it through on the line there from a teammate just to make sure of it. Saw a few of the South Burnie players making sure to congratulate them, and again they've just skipped away to that 3-goal lead. Queenstown have had a response every time so far. We'll see what they've got here.
Rare win out of the middle there for the Hawks. Collins kick up towards half forward. On the wing, wrapped up there from Wed. Wed drives it back towards 50 now. An opportunity. Nankerville with plenty of space. Lowers his eyes towards goal. Takes a bit of a run. And misses again. So Queenstown, 4 behinds. A couple of those have been real goal-plated opportunities, you have to say.
They're the kind of ones that you'd be expecting to kick in a big game like this, or that you'd want. Could prove to be the difference.
Kick in the direction of Rolls, unable to take it. At ground level there, Dalting. Barging his way through the other way and potentially being rewarded there. That's just attack of the football from the Queenstown player in Oliver Dexter. Back to the umpire, but just speaks to the ferocity of these two teams. McDermott, unable to take it cleanly. Doing a bit of a foot there was Byrne. Just gets the ball away. Out in front, a little disappointed with himself there was Fitzpatrick. Ran out for another throw in. 17 points of difference. Holland took it out of the ruck. Umpire will take that one back straight away.
As you said, Queenstown been so good around the stoppages. Anytime South Burnie can sort of play to a draw or take some territory like they do there, it's a win.
Wed's kick is a hurried one. Dalting, first to it, doesn't get the purchase he would have wanted. So Newson swoops on the loose footy, kicks it deep inside 50. That's a great mark there. Floating across and taking the grab. South Burnie set up so well right around the ground. So Austin Burnie's had plenty of the footy. Dalting gets his handball away as a kick goes towards 50 for the Hawks. A bit of a right angle bounce. Keeps the ball alive here for South Burnie. Fortuitous. What can they make from this opportunity? Kick to a dangerous spot. Running back and awkwardly taking the mark was Oliver Dexter. Did really well.
Hoping for someone to lead out to that one, I think, but it was just a bit too far away from Baldock to make an impact on the play.
Dexter's kick out in the direction of Coulson. Couldn't quite trap it cleanly. Coming in there was Byrne, who's been absolutely everywhere. Feels like Byrne and Smith are always at the coalface for the Hawks.
100% just throwing themselves into every contest, which is what's needed here.
The Crows emerge with the footy. Kick it towards 50. But once again, the numbers there for South Burnie and generating genuine run off half-back. Dalting, who seems to be the key link-up player at the moment. Had to go back in to get it on the second attempt. Doing pretty well there, getting around a couple was Kerrison. Kerrison's kick inside 50 has a couple of targets. One of them there being Jacobson, who awkwardly gets it on his left boot, just jams it inside 50. Running out of tarmac, but conveniently just tripping over towards the line was Lockie McKellar. It's not a bad result there for Queenstown or South Burnie. Ball reset right on the paint of 50. Rolls, gathers it out of the ruck. But Holland gets to it first. Good smother. Ball just locked up in this part of the ground at the moment. Two big men go to battle. The umpire will have to intervene once more.
We've said it a few times, but again, South Burnie just keeping the ball in their attacking half. Not giving Queenstown any easy exit. And when they do get that long kick out, they seem to be so well set up behind the ball. The matchups are perfect to just peel off and intercept.
A few laughs there between Smith and Mychek. Rolls. Just got a very quick handball away. The umpire says it was perfectly legal. High up and under kick. Unable to take the mark there was McKellar. Hurried kick through the middle of the ground. Coming in for support now is Morgan. Strong tackle laid there from Allen. The heart of the Wivenhoe Showgrounds. The umpire will come back in. 3-4-22 the Crows. South Burnie 6-3-39. Almost 12 minutes gone in the second quarter. Dilger, as you said, Dooley's been absolutely everywhere for the Crows, working right up the ground. His kick gets the ball to half forward. Byrne with a bit of a handball in hope more than anything. Clever little tap on. Newson has no one at home, and the mark's gobbled up there from the Hawks. Kick in the direction of Weller.
It feels like every single kick Queenstown have had for the last 5 or 10 minutes has been immediately thrown on the boot. They don't have a second to steady, try and find a target even.
Weller to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick cuts it back inboard. Good pressure coming in the other way there from Morgan. Fitzpatrick gets the ball back. Handballs in the direction of Byrne. He's brought his own Sharon. And just doing really well to gather his way through there was Dalting. Really clever stuff from him. Finds it to Breaky. Breaky's kick goes to Fitzpatrick. So a busy couple of minutes. Fitzpatrick tries to bring the ball back in. Mychek does pretty well. Turned defender, but just impeding on that occasion. Ball will come back the way of South Burnie.
Right intent from Mychek, wasn't it, to try and bring a bit of extra pressure, but just a little bit too much contact.
Breaky's kick. Gobbled up. Mark taken. Going short, but just overcooking the ball a little bit there. Breaky keeps the ball alive. Keane kicks it in the direction of Baldock, who goes out to meet it. Has 4 Crows to beat. Keeps his feet, Baldock. Just paddles it in front of himself. The Queenstown numbers eventually win out, but they're not quite out of jail just yet. Good pressure there from the Hawks. Locking the ball inside 50. Johns gets the footy. Couldn't quite get his handball away. Ray McCann swoops on it. Doing really well. Linking up with his teammate there in Wed. Back to Ray McCann. Eventually back to Wed. Desperate defensive effort there from Smith, though. Did not give up. And he's going to be rewarded, Zach Smith. Outstanding performance from him.
I think we've got a 50 there as well. I thought the free kick was a little bit unlucky. He sort of kept his feet for long enough and eventually got rid of it, but the umpire said took too long. The 50 just doubles the pain for Queenstown. Feels like they've sort of been scrapping and clawing just to stay afloat these last few minutes. just trying to tumble the ball downfield, but may have given away another goal for South Burnie here.
So Zach Smith launches the ball towards goal to rub salt in the wound, just missing to the left-hand side, I think he was. I don't agree. It probably felt a little bit stiff for the free kick, but Zach Smith's just desperation certainly was rewarded. He just didn't give up, did he?
No.
3 or 4 tackle attempts and was always in the contest.
That's been the story of the day so far for South Burnie. I think even when they've been outnumbered at the contest, they've just kept on willing themselves into it, bringing the pressure.
So this is about where the Crows just seem to be breaking down at the moment. Middle of the ground. Able to cleanly get the ball inside attacking 50. Umpire comes in on this occasion, but just nothing's easy at the moment for Queenstown, is it?
Everything's so rushed. That's sort of been the difference so far. South Burnie hasn't been perfect, but they've had chances to lower their eyes and find targets and just slow the tempo a bit.
Dashing his way through, doing pretty well there. Was Murphy, now launches the ball towards 50. A couple of targets are there. One of them's Keane. Keane with the handball over the top to Baldock. The two sharpshooters combining. Baldock screws that ball up in the air and just missing. Pretty dangerous, those two, when they're linking up inside 50.
We've said it before, but Keane's willingness to work and win the ball and then look to dish to a teammate, really impressive so far. Just another dimension for this forward line.
I think it was Murphy with that run off half back. That was absolutely outstanding. Just broke the game right open. Ray McCann linking up across the defensive line. Ball just held up a little bit in the air. Opened up an opportunity for South Burnie, but a tripping free kick has been spotted by the umpire.
Again, we saw Queenstown with a free kick deep in defensive 50. They still ended up under pressure, so this high up and under kick won't help, although the grab's very helpful there.
Yeah, good stuff from Coulson to Myercheck. Now Myercheck opens the ground up there through Wed. Wed pumps the ball deep inside 50. Free kick spotted. And that's that man once again in Dilger. Will umpire pay the advantage? Certainly won't. So the ball going to go back to Alex Dilger, who is just certainly one of the shining lights for Queenstown so far. Dooley asking questions of the Hawks wherever he is on the field.
And yeah, on that occasion, just made the defenders panic a little bit. Pretty easy call for the front-on contact, and you can see why they wanted to get a bit of body contact on. Dilger's been so good. Have a chance to convert here still. Alex
Dilger, steady approach towards goal. He likes it straight away. They desperately needed that one, Queenstown. 4-4-28. They are. South Burnie 6-4-40. So a 2-goal game in favour of the Hawks. And to be honest, the way the general footy has been played across this second quarter, it feels like South Burnie probably should be further in front than just 2 goals. So Queenstown are still well and truly in this.
Yeah, that goal definitely felt like it came against the run of play, didn't it? But it was that just all it took was that strong mark on the wing, a chance for them to build a little bit of a chain of possession down the field. And they'll get another go here with the free kick out of the middle. Just looking for a target inside 50. Sets it up wide. A strong lead coming out there, but unable to take the mark. And again, South Burnie just crashing into the contest every opportunity. Peach now fighting for it. He just keeps on going. Eventually wins the ball, but it's stripped from him. We'll have some stacks on here on the arc of 50. Can't fault the intent from either team here.
No, certainly can't. I don't know what that free kick was for, but it's really something South Burnie can't afford to do, is gift opportunities to Queenstown. They're such a good outfit. They can really find themselves back within a kick if they're not careful, the Hawks. Ball to win here inside 50. Dilger again flirting around the edge of the pack. Peach outside of the boot. Doesn't quite get the contact he would have liked. Turner cleverly taps the ball on. Coming back in there once again was Peach. Got it over the top. Found it to Sheehan. Sheehan towards Turner, tied up against the line. Clever handball over the top, but just running out of tarmac. The Hawks are halted there on centre wing.
A bit of fancy footwork down the line there. I thought he'd almost kept it in, but not quite as the ball comes back into play now. Again, it's Queenstown getting first hand on the ball, but Sheehan wheels around and sends a high ball to the edge of 50. 2 Crows fly, but they can't bring it in. I think we've got a whistle for a free kick, though. Another chance for South Burnie here to find a target inside 50. Keane sends it high in the direction of Baldock once again. Can't mark it on that occasion, and instead it's Wed. Most time a Queenstown player's had for a while in this game, and he does well with it. Just chips it over the top to Sam Newson. He finds a target in the middle. They've got plenty of space here, the Crows. It's been a rarity, and they're taking full advantage. That kick there, just over the head of Myercheck, and South Burnie once again able to come away with it. Clean pick up there, and they'll pump it just to the edge of 50 again. Good presentation there and a good mark taken by Keane. He wheels and goes quickly, scruffs off the boot. Baldock comes flying in for the contest. That's an easy free kick there for some high contact.
Yeah, just a little clumsy there, Baldock. He knew it straight away as well. Ray McCann, who is just a great player to watch, to be honest. I love the way he just attacks the contest. Did have a text message from the president of the ODFA, Brian O'Reilly, who's a passionate Adelaide Crows and Queenstown Crows fan. He did liken him to Nigel Smart, both in looks and also in his attack at the footy down in the back line there, the former Adelaide great. Don't mind that comparison at all from Brian, number one ticket holder of the Queenstown Crows. Chance here for the Crows here to try and create something. Kick towards half forward, but just holding him there was Dilger. Free kick going to go the way of Ross Kerrison. Kerrison's kick in the direction of Rolls. Morgan had just got her fingertip to it. Turner sliding in and taking the mark. Wonderful goal in the opening term, did Turner. Good kick from him, finds Austin Byrne. Byrne just punches it inside 50. He knows he has some tall timber down there. Neither of them able to get it on that occasion. At ground level was Kerrison. Just got it away. Opportunity here through Murphy. Curling ball towards goal from Murphy. Don't tell me. What a finish. Tied up against the line. A kick that, to me at first, Dooley, I thought was just a kick in hope, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Just hung up in the air and floated back beautifully. Just avoided the defender on the line. That is a magnificent finish, and South Burnie get the response.
Seen some great goals today, haven't we? But that might be the pick of the bunch so far. As you said, never looked like missing once it left the boot. Knew exactly what he was doing, and nice little breakaway again for the Hawks as the ball goes up again in the middle of the ground, and they win it through Rolls there, just threw it onto his own boot. Queenstown have the numbers at the contest again, but we know the Hawks are going to bring in pressure regardless. They managed to work it out though. Holland with the handball over to Wed, and now moves it on again. He'll kick just to the edge of 50, punched away from Myercheck, but the follow-up is there for the Crows. A great tackle. And that has to be holding the ball. Brilliant defensive effort once again from Tyson Weller on that occasion.
Yeah, great stuff from Weller. Just caught Sam Newson. That's a pretty difficult thing to do. As Weller brings the ball out of defensive 50. Just overcooked the kick slightly. Sliding in there was Dalting. His attack at the footy has been first class all afternoon. Stoppage here. Morgan and Rowell. It's been a fascinating battle. Moving the ball on there was Smith. Good kick finds Breakey. Breakey has the runner there in Murphy. Almost a similar position to where he was just minutes ago. Forced to think a little more laterally this time. Kick into a hot spot. Unable to get it to his teammate. Good defensive pressure there from the Crows. Kick back up towards Holland, who finds a runner there in Newson. He's off to the races. Sam Newson from just outside 50. Kick towards goal. Misses, and I feel like we've seen that story a few times so far, Dooley. Those flying shots towards goal on the run, just missing either side of the big sticks.
Yeah, and that was a tough one on the move, going at full pace, wasn't it? But Newson, we know, is more than capable of kicking those goals. So another chance goes begging as we see South Burnie bring it out now through Jackson. Looks for an option. Eventually strolls through and goes long down the line. Who can he find? It's a one-on-one contest. Beats both of them. But the siren beats everyone. That'll be the end of quarter number 2. And a fascinating quarter of footy once again. It felt like South Burnie had the ascendancy for a lot of it. But in the end, They're only leading by 17 points at the break. What do you make of that, Anthony Osborne?
Yeah, fascinating game of football. Still certainly feel like the Crows are well and truly in this. Their best footy across that quarter looked really, really dangerous, but just struggling to pick through this South Burnie defence. They've been immense right around the ground. As you said, their pressure's been enormous, and their positioning has just been first class. So I think the Hawks go into the break pretty happy with where things are at, but would understand that the Crows are still well and truly in this game. Dilger has 3 goals for Queenstown. James Allen with the other goal for the Crows. While for South Burnie, Rowan Baldock has 3 and has looked incredibly dangerous. Murphy's also kicked 2 fantastic goals. Single also to Stuart Turner and 1 to Zachary Smith. So this game certainly in favour of the Hawks at the moment, but feels like it is well and truly within the Crows' grasp. They're just going to have to get a few things right, tighten up a little bit with their entries inside 50 and see where they get to across quarters 3 and 4. We'll take a break here in commentary. Second half of the DFA Grand Final for 2025 coming up next. The way, straight over the goal umpire's hat. Who likes to move around, gets around 1. Sam Newson lowers his eyes towards goal. Just misses to the right-hand side. That's a goal there from the skipper. But they've just trying to create some more opportunities here at the Crows. A free kick there against Turner.
But with Baldock there, he's happy to put in the hard yards and set up his teammates.
Just as you mentioned him, a fantastic kick there from Keenan. Burn moves the ball up in the direction of Dalting. Dalting just sets the ball up for Baldock. That is a fantastic kick.
In the competition, who can stop him when he can do that?
Baldock. A long kick towards goal. It looks pretty good off the boot. It looks very good. Back towards 50 now. An opportunity. Nankerville with plenty of space. Lowers his eyes towards goal. Takes a bit of a run. And misses again. So Queenstown can. Eventually back to Wed. Desperate defensive effort there from Smith, though. Did not give up. And he's going to be rewarded, Zach Smith. So Zach Smith launches the ball towards goal to rub salt in the wound. Just missing to the left-hand side, I think he was. Now Myercheck opens the ground up there through Wed. Wed pumps the ball deep inside 50. Free kick spotted. And that's that.
Chance to convert here still.
Alex Dilger. Steady approach towards goal. He likes it straight away. They desperately needed that.
And a good mark. Taken by Keane. He wheels and goes quickly. Scruffs off the boot. Baldock comes flying in for the contest.
He knows he has some tall timber down there. Neither of them able to get it on that occasion. At ground level was Kerrison. Just got it away. Opportunity here through Murphy. Curling ball towards goal from Murphy. Don't tell me. Finds a runner there in Newson. He's off to the races. Sam Newson from just outside 50. Kick towards goal. Misses, and I feel like we've seen that story a few times. Welcome back to the Wivenhoe Showgrounds. Second half about to get underway between the Queenstown Crows and the South Burnie Hawks in the 2025 DFA Decider. 17 points separates these two teams at the turn of the half. Curious to see how this third quarter plays out. Back in the middle of the ground. Ball one out there via Tyson Weller. High up and under kick. No one even really went for the mark in the end. At ground level, Breakey got the handball away. Handball inside out there. And in the direction of Newson. Coming in there was Wed, who's had plenty of the football. Kick in the direction of Myercheck. It's probably a nice start here for the Crows to settle themselves and get themselves into this second half. Trailing by 17 at the moment. Kick inside 50. Mark taken. Good movement here from Queenstown, just trying to set something up. Lockie McKellar. Ball in hand, chips it over the top. Just unable to quite execute on the end. He was going to go mop in his own football. Copped high, I reckon, will be the umpire's call, and it will be. So a chance here for Queenstown. Inside attacking 50, just a little bit clumsy on that occasion there, Jamie Collins. And McKellar, one of the prime movers for the Crows, has an opportunity here to start this second half in style.
Yeah, it's what they haven't been able to do so far in this game, isn't it? Is find targets like that. Just slowly move the ball around, but McKellar here, the co-coach, I'm sure he talked the talk at halftime. Now he's got a chance to walk the walk.
Great view of it here on the live stream. McKellar's kick just gets hung up in the breeze a little bit there. Bounces off a couple of bodies. Dilger flew, but through for a minor score.
So South Burnie, chance to steady here and regain that momentum they had in the second quarter. Long kick outside the defensive 50 all the way up towards the wing, and it's just punched over the line there. We've seen South Burnie be able to sort of methodically work their way down the field for long stretches of this game. We'll see if they can do that again, or if Queenstown have maybe found an answer here defensively.
Ball to be won here. Holland against Rolls. Coming through was Myercheck. Gets it over the top to Newson. Sizzling ball inside 50. Only as far as Collins, who's been enormous down back for South Burnie so far. Umpire will take this one. Ball thrown up. Holland tapped it down. Was he potentially held? The umpire says yes. So a chance here via Holland for Queenstown to hit the scoreboard. They've had a couple of looks at it early in this third quarter, Dawes.
They have, yes. You know, the process has been a lot better so far in this opening couple of minutes. But ultimately, they'll need to put that on the scoreboard if they want to chip away at this little deficit they're facing.
So John Holland crosses the paint of 50. Kick is on the way. Looks pretty good, just falling short, but the mark's been taken right on the line by Alex Dilger, the spearhead for the Crows. Makes no mistake. What a start to the turn for the Queenstown Crows. Dilger gets his fourth. And that is a huge confidence boost for the reigning premiers.
As you say, Dilger just playing with so much confidence so far. He was the first to react to that kick falling short. Really strong hands to reel in the mark. Makes no mistake in finishing, and he really has played a lone hand up forward for the Crows for much of this game, but I don't think they'll complain if he keeps kicking goals at this rate. Again, the ball goes up in the middle. See what South Burnie can do to respond. They get the quick kick out through Byrne, but it's a high up and under, doesn't go far. Almost brought down by Coulson, but he couldn't quite hold it, so instead we'll have another ball up here. Queenstown been so good throughout this game at the stoppages, but Rolls gets the hit out there and South Burnie get the ball moving in their direction. Free kick for some extra contact there, I think, going Queenstown's way. They'll have a chance to reset again. A chip kick was dangerous across halfback, but well executed to Wed. Really working his way into this game. He sends it back into the middle of the ground. Queenstown again with a rushed entry, but storming out from the square was that man Dilger, but instead it's the intercept mark. South Burnie holding strong defensively as they have for so much of this game.
Yeah, good defensive mark there. Might have been Blake. Drives the ball out of defensive 50. Strong mark taken there from Keane, and that has been his MO all afternoon. He gets the ball off to Turner. A check side kick towards half forward. Slapped along there from Byrne really cleverly. He's going to go back in and get the footy himself. Reinforcements now come in. Newson and Ray McCann heavily involved.
We've said it a few times, but Keane's just been so impressive, hasn't he? Showing off the strong hands further up the ground and really making things happen for South Burnie.
Nankivell gets it away to Wed. Bit of a kick in hope. Handball back in towards Smith. Doesn't quite work out. Myercheck, pusher right up the ground. Gets the handball off to Nankivell. Into the middle of the ground. Go the Crows. Coulson. Kicks the ball to half forward. Just there's always a number of Hawks around the contest, aren't there, Dooley? It's rare that you get a one-on-one or something in favour of Queenstown. They just set up so well defensively. And with ball in hand now, with the free kick, will be Benjamin Jackson. Jackson drives the ball through the heart of Wivenhoe. First two to be Breaky. Just losing his footing there was Murphy. Handball's back in the direction of Breaky. Has a couple to beat, including Holland, who'll wrap him up for a stoppage.
Good pressure there from the Crows, just to slow things down a little bit. But as you say, South Burnie getting so many numbers in defence, and we're able to lock the ball forward so much in the first half. They get it in there again. Some friendly fire from teammates there, but it's picked up by Dalting. Can't quite convert, but I think we've got a whistle here as there was some pretty heavy contact between two Hawks players.
Yeah, just straight into each other, as you called it, friendly fire. That was a really heavy collision between the two. Fingers crossed they're okay.
Both just seem to lose their footing in a really inopportune time, so completely out of control. They're both up on their feet at least, which is a good sign, you'd hope.
Yeah, Jacobson and Murphy, but a lot of this game has been played at a bit of a breakneck, frenetic speed, hasn't it? Those impact injuries can certainly happen, but good to see them both up and about. Dalting massages his kick to the top of the square, unable to take it. Sweeping around at ground level was Sheehan. Tries to manufacture something on the left boot. Mark taken. Clever kick from Sheehan. And a chance here for South Burnie from point blank range via James Jacobson, who's one of those players involved in that heavy collision.
This might be the ultimate concussion test here. We'll see where this kick ends up.
Absolutely. Goes to improve the angle with a bit of a check side. An interesting approach, but he makes no mistake. And South Burnie get the settler to start their third quarter campaign.
Opportunistic kick, wasn't it, that ended up finding Jacobson. Just threw it on the left boot. Not sure there was really an intended target, but they've just given themselves the chance, South Burnie. They've given their forwards opportunities to attack the ball and take marks like that, and it's paid off in big ways so far. The ball's up again in the middle of the ground, and Queenstown again getting first hands on it. No clean possession, but it eventually spills out to Wed. His attempt to get it away smothered, and Rolls tries to just get it off the ground. It ends up falling to a teammate, and they'll try to work their way through the traffic. Kick doesn't go more than a couple of metres, and it falls in the end to Dalting, who gets away with it. Spills out to Murphy, and a beautiful little chipping ball there. It was a little bit frenetic in the contest, but all it took was one steady hand with the kick, and finds Jacobson again. Chance to kick another one here.
Yeah, the 23 in the brown and gold.
It's a goal-kicking number. We'll see if he can live up to the reputation here. Hangs it out nicely to the left to start, but the goal umpire's just signalled that that one might have clipped the post on the way down, so a missed opportunity, but positive signs here for South Burnie in the last few minutes. It's
not a lot of breeze here at Wivenhoe, but it's a tricky one, and that is a costly mistake potentially. Rowan Baldock, you don't want to give him an inch. Taking a great mark. Already kicked 3 goals so far. Has the goal-kicking machine, Rowan Baldock. Just continues to get it done. A chance here to extend South Burnie's advantage. Something we haven't talked about today either, Dooley, is just those Adidas boots that he's running. Absolutely magnificent, Baldock. As he quickly begins his approach to goal and just jams it a bit to the right. So he's kicked 3, but he could have had 5 or 6 to this point. The spearhead, minor score, and Queenstown get away with one there. As the Crows massage the ball out the outside of the ground. Mitch Norkey, ball in hand. Ball over the top. South Burnie cutting it off, and now with an opportunity to create another goal-kicking chance. Byrne drives the ball towards the top of the goal square. Ray McCann comes out with bravery, and he's going to be rewarded, potentially interfered with in the air. Just attacks the ball with absolute ferocity, does Ray McCann. Now has the ball in his mitts.
Been a shining light back there, hasn't he? Really holding strong under a lot of pressure, and finds the target on this occasion out to Burden. Comes back in board, can't quite hit his man on the full, but they managed to collect pretty well there, the Crows. A scruffing little kick down the line. Works pretty well in the end, although Luke Morgan runs out of real estate pretty quickly there under some pressure from Collins. They had a couple of nice passages early in this term, but still nothing easy for the Crows here. Again, they'll almost come away with it, but a great tackle there from Zach Smith. He's been busy in this game, hasn't he? The Richard Townsend medalist, best and fairest for South Burnie this season.
I just said earlier, it just speaks to the consistency and depth of talent in the South Burnie squad, doesn't it? That, of course, talked earlier. Byrne getting runner-up in the competition BNF, but Smith winning the team best and fairest award. It's been immense so far, both of those gentlemen have, to be fair. The ball goes inside, attacking 50 now for the Hawks. Burden, desperate to get that ball over the line, and did so successfully. Ball to be thrown back into play, attacking 50 for the Hawks.
Just look at the forward setup here for South Burnie, giving Bulldogs so much space. We've seen him be able to lead into that really strongly so far in this game.
Yeah, Kane not even in the picture from that stoppage as the Crows quickly emerge with the football. Allen kicked the opening goal for Queenstown. Gets the ball out in the direction of Coulson. Coulson to Myercheck. Good build up here for Queenstown as Myercheck's kick goes inside 50. Umpire was probably going to pay the push in the back free kick or the mark. Take your pick. Tyson Weller wins out on that occasion. His kick falls in the lap there of Collins, who looks to move it on really quickly. Just evades Jacobson, also evades Ray McCann, but he slips back in on the second effort. Shows plenty of dash from defensive 50. His kick finds Dilger a long way from home. Dilger tried to find Coulson, went through his hands. Morgan, I should say. Murphy. High kick. Genuine one-on-one there in Jacobson and Ray McCann. Jacobson's going to win the foot race. He has Sheehan there for support with the run, but he decides to kick out into a mountain of space there in front of Baldock. What can Baldock do? Just misses his target there in Byrne, who's forced to do a bit of work to go back in and get it, but he does pretty well. Not before the umpire says that they'll take it back.
Right idea there, wasn't it, to put the ball out in front of Baldock, but just left him a little bit too much work to do. They'll get another opportunity from the stoppage here, although that'll be a free kick going the way of Queenstown. Just a little bit overzealous there on the tackle was Baldock. The Crows try to find a target through the middle here, although that chipping kick falls short. Quick hands up to Shea, and he moves it along again. No easy targets, though, for the Crows, and South Burnie will rebound, as they have done so often so far in this game. That kick bounces all the way inside 50, but it's Ray McCann again mopping up, getting the handball off. Both teams just struggling to slow this game down at the moment and find an easy target that they're wanting.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of real possession football from either team, has it? It's been get the ball and just drive it forward as quickly as you can, and the two half back lines are having a bit of a field day. They're just breaking down with those kicks inside 50. As Byrne tries to buck that trend here. A pretty fortuitous bounce here for the Hawks. Gets it off to Murphy. Murphy lowers his eyes, kicks towards goal, and gets his third. Great finish there from Murphy. And just as we've been talking about teams not making the most of their opportunities, the Hawks pounce on that one. Kick truly.
And again, it wasn't super pretty in the build-up, was it? A little bit of a lucky bounce to beat the defender, but as you say, it's all about taking the opportunities when they come. A little bit of luck turns into a very nice goal for Murphy, and another little kick away for South Burnie. Queenstown again winning it out of the middle, though. They just need to start converting some of these clearances. They'll get another opportunity as the ball goes inside 50. 3 Hawks, though, once again converge on the contest. They've been so good at getting to every ball. And that's a laser kick onto the chest of Dalting, who moves along quickly down the line. It's a bit more like it for South Burnie. Turner. Chip kick falls just short of the intended target, and again it's Ray McCann storming through. Piercing kick down the middle, but it'll be picked off. How good's the run-down tackle, though, there? Queenstown winning it back through the fantastic effort from James Allen. Those are the kind of plays they need to inspire some momentum here, I think.
Absolutely. Magnificent work there from Allen. He drives the ball inside 50. Laser there to Dilger, who's potentially given away the free kick, says the umpire. So Dilger was setting himself, but Joseph rewarded with the free kick. Weller down the far side of the ground, over and out. Feels like Joseph and Collins across half-back for the Hawks have just really stamped their authority in this third quarter. Really tough to get that ball inside 40 for the Crows at the moment.
Yeah, every time it even looks like there's a one-on-one for the Crows, there's that third player just drifting across and seemingly able to win it every time for South Burnie.
A little agricultural there from Byrne. Free kick going the way of Wed. Wed with that left boot just drives the ball as far as he can towards half forward. The numbers win out for the Hawks. Peach with the kick. But coming back the other way, an opportunity here for Queenstown. Ball just sets up. Bit of candy there from Nankerville. Kicks it inside 50, looking for a target.
Wanted the free kick there for some high contact, did McDermott, but I think the umpire said he just ducked his head a little bit. Instead, we'll have a ball up here on the edge of 50 for Queenstown. Strong hit out down from Holland. Crows follow up well at ground level. Quick handball off there to Sam Newson, who throws it on the boot. Corkscrews back. But that one has just missed to the left. Thought he might have found the target there, but another behind. Margin back to 24 points now. The Crows are still just hanging in there, but really having to fight against the flow here, against a super strong South Burnie defence, and that's a strong mark all the way up on the wing there. Stuart Turner's been fantastic in this game, and he takes off. Chip kick over, finds a target in Zane Murphy, who wheels onto that dangerous left boot. Goes long and strong and just wide to the right. Don't think Queenstown would want to be giving Murphy that much space outside 50. He's shown how much damage he can do already in this game. Ray McCann, as he has so often, trying to find an option out of defence. That chip kick is super dangerous. Turns it over. A hand in there from South Burnie, but good follow-up with the tackle. Queenstown escape for now.
Yeah, Nankerville just saved Ray McCann a little bit there, I think. Wrapped Dalting up, but yeah, Murphy anywhere within 60 metres is so dangerous. Dalting. Handballs it back to Turner, finds a little bit of space and just kicks it beautifully. Fantastic vision. Saw a teammate with a little bit of room. Instead of blazing away, just lowered his eyes and found the ball to Nathan Breakey, who's been busy. And a goal here for the Hawks will make things very, very tricky for the boys from the gravel.
Yeah, still only the third term, but margin's starting to get a little bit dangerous for the Crows, isn't it?
Certainly is. If Breakey can convert here, will really set things up for South Burnie. Kick is on the way and he loves it. Margin out to 31 points. 10-8-68, the Hawks lead the Crows 5-7-37.
In a game where so much of the play has been just throw the ball on the boot and try to win territory. Just a moment of calm and composure from Turner there. Picked out Breakey in a sea of Crows jumpers, really. And the finish matched the quality of delivery.
We haven't seen a lot of those sort of kicks today. We've seen a lot of blazing inside 50. Not many of those really well-massaged kicks to an open target. And this is a real challenge here for Queenstown. They've got to respond. They've got to respond pretty quickly, to be honest. Game slipping away from them. So they kick it inside 50 now. Allen trying his hardest, gets it out to Dilger. Shot on goal from Dilger. Great response from the Crows. Dilger gets his 5th of the afternoon. His 2nd for the quarter. And I think you alluded to it earlier, Dooley. He has been such a presence inside 50 for Queenstown.
He has. He's really just single-handedly kept them afloat here with moments of opportunistic finishing like that. There's been nothing easy for the Crows here, but the fact that Dilger's been able to manufacture 5 goals really has been a godsend for them. He only had 17 in the season so far, but he's looking to add to that in a big way here. South Burnie, though, come away with it from the restart. A high kick from Smith. Finds the contest. Looks like some heavy contact on Ray McCann there maybe, but the ball rebounds out regardless. Umpire will call the free kick for a hold in the marking contest there, and that'll go the way of Holland. We'll quickly send it inside 50 into the heart of the defence, but once again, South Burnie just have the extra numbers. Rolls on that occasion. Just floating back into the back line for the intercepting mark.
Yeah, he just had the better of the smaller player there in Allen. Rolls kick finds Burn. Burn to Turner. Turner inside 50 in the direction of Baldock. Tied up against the pocket. So much composure. Handballs are back. Not a great handball though, it must be said. Straight to the Queenstown player. Morgan at ground level. Murphy shakes one tackle. Not quite sure how he got rid of that football. Umpire says play on. Morgan scraps back in. Burns there too. The umpire will intervene.
You said it before that Queenstown really need to make a big run sometime soon if they want to stay in this game. It's just hard to picture with how well this South Burnie defence is playing, but clearances like that will help for the Crows. Ball moves quickly in the direction of Mychek. Bouncing around in the contest, but the hands eventually come clear. South Burnie doing well to work it towards the boundary. Smart play there. Dalting just bundling it over without it looking too deliberate, but we've got a free kick here. I looked away for a second and not sure what exactly happened, but South Burnie get the ball back.
Yeah, South Burnie bring the ball back into play down the line, but only as far as Morgan. 22 minutes gone in this quarter. Can the Crows get one late in the term just to breathe a bit of life into their campaign? Ray McCann keeps the ball alive. The Crows go back inside 50. Potentially a holding free kick or a mark. Take your pick. Allen has the ball. This is a big moment in this game. Looking to cut the margin back under 20 points. Allen, who's been ferocious in his attack at the football and the man all afternoon, kicked the opening goal of the contest for Queenstown. Can he kick a desperately needed second? Being urged to get on with it by a couple of the South Burnie faithful is Allen. It was a slow and steady approach, and his kick looked pretty good. Great finish from Allen, desperately needed there for the Crows. Queenstown go to 7-7-49. South Burnie 10-8-68. And that's a really classy finish from a classy player. Just read the drop of that ball really well. He was going to be given the free kick anyway, but held on to a good mark and finished beautifully.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there was some argument from the defender there about the free kick, but it doesn't really matter. He's able to reel in a really strong mark and just get that little bit of momentum that Queenstown needed. We'll see if they can maybe sneak another one here before the break as they get a clean break away from the centre. Long kick inside 50, but that's a fantastic intercept mark once again. How many times have we seen that from the Hawks?
Yeah, just read the ball so well. Held up strong with plenty of players around. That was a great mark.
See if they can find a target on their way out now to relieve some of this pressure. It's a high up and under in the direction of Rolls. Gets the free kick, but the siren goes. All of a sudden, Queenstown, with the last 2 goals of the term, have given themselves a chance in this grand final. Margin back to 19 points. And they'll take some momentum into this final break.
Yeah, they certainly will. I appreciate that from Rolls, that he's decided to have a set shot when he's 60 metres out from the opposition's goal.
It. It's still going. It's still moving.
Rolling. It's an inside 50, so that's a stat for them. But that is that's a good way to end the third quarter.
You don't know unless you try.
Exactly right. 7-7-49, the Crows trail South Burnie 10-8-68. You're dead right. Queenstown will feel like they are back in this game after a strong finish to the term. Probably does show again the importance of that last intercept mark from South Burnie there. If that ended up being a goal for the Crows, it's another story completely. But a really entertaining game unfolding. South Burnie still with that margin that they've had for the majority of the game in front, but the Crows will like their chances of being able to get back into it late in the game. Alex Dilger's been a star with 5 goals for the Crows. James Allen with 2, while for the South Burnie Hawks, 3 to Rowan Baldock. And also some singles to Jacobson, Turner and Smith, with Zane Murphy, I should say, being dominant with his 3 goals as well, including that one at a crucial time. So all to play for in the last quarter of the DFA Grand Final. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back with all the action up next. He's on the way and he loves it. Game slipping away from them. So they kick it inside 50 now. Allen trying his hardest, gets it out to Dilger. Shot on goal from Dilger. Great response from the Crows to get on with it by a couple of the South Burnie faithful as Allen. It was a slow and steady approach, and his kick looked pretty good. Great. Welcome back to the Wivenhoe Showgrounds. The 2025 DFA season has just 1 quarter to play. South Burnie lead at 10-8-68 to the Queenstown Crows 7-7-49. A huge last quarter coming up here on the AFL Tasmania live stream. Anthony Osborne and Jacob Dool bringing you all the action. Dooley, a big last quarter set to play out in front of us. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, I would have said maybe 5 minutes ago that South Burnie, it was theirs to lose, and certainly they still have the upper hand, but Queenstown, with the last couple of goals of that third term, they've given themselves a real sniff in this game. If they can continue to just manufacture chances like that against a really strong backline, they'll give themselves a chance to win this game.
Just to get things underway, Rolls with a decisive tap down. Ball just being scrapped around here inside the centre square. Myercheck, back of the pack, didn't take the mark, but he'll gather this handball now as Myercheck Cuts the ball back inboard. Chance here for Queenstown to set something up. They drive the ball inside 50. A long, strong kick towards the goal square. Mark taken. Great opportunity here for Queenstown to start this last quarter in style. It felt like they were always going to need a good start to fill in this game, and it's Big John Holland who's taken the mark at the top of the square. He's fought tirelessly in the ruck all afternoon. Now Holland has the opportunity to get the perfect start underway, and I've put an enormous moz on him there, Dooley. That is a shocking kick to start the quarter, but certainly a positive build-up anyway for Queenstown to begin the term.
Yeah, that was a chance to just really put their foot down, wasn't it? And take all of the momentum heading into this home stretch of the game. We just hope that doesn't let too much air out of the tyres for them now.
Apologies for a couple of little technical issues. We should have everything back on deck nice and quickly, but the ball just there on the outer side of the ground. As the Crows look to bring this ball back up towards the attacking end of the ground. Rolls. It's going to be first to it. Dances around one or two, does the big fella. His kick just chipped over the top, making it pretty difficult there for his teammate. The Crows now come in, provide some reinforcements, but just being held up there was Tyson Weller. Rolls is going to be pinged there for high contact. It felt to the naked eye that he may have just been charged into by Jake Ray McCann, but he certainly earned the free kick. He wore one.
It's just more a product of the size of Rolls than anything, wasn't it?
Ray McCann's kick goes just inside attacking 50. Clever handball back, finds Wed. Wed's kick, centering ball, only as far as the South Burnie defender there in Joseph, who with Collins has been enormous down back. Gets it off to Blake. Blake to Weller. And Weller short to Joseph, who's worked all the way up the ground. Joseph's kick, just evading his intended target. Myercheck comes in over the top. The Queenstown Crow fans behind are loving the umpire's call. Myercheck scrapping away. He's going to be rewarded with a free kick. Has Ray McCann on short. Opts to go a little further down the line, but cutting it off there was Joseph. He now drives the ball inside 50, sees Baldock, and finds him lace out. Great mark there from Baldock and fantastic work from Joseph.
Baldock was on fire early in this game, wasn't he? It feels like he's been pretty well held since then, but if he can get off the chain here in the last quarter, that would be a huge boost for South Burnie.
Yeah, goalless in the third quarter was Baldock, looking to get his fourth of the afternoon. It's a pretty good kick, and it's a very good kick. Baldock gets his fourth. South Burnie kick an important goal and starting to become pretty tricky for the Queenstown Crows.
Yeah, the clock will pretty quickly start working against them, won't it, with now a 4-goal margin for South Burnie, but they've shown the ability, the Crows, when they've gotten rolling, to put points on the board quickly, so certainly wouldn't rule it out, but that won't help their cause as we get a free kick out of the middle going the way of Rolls. He looks to find a target just on the edge of 50, a very optimistic, I'll say, fly for the mark there. Gives the ball back to Queenstown, and they've got a chance to rebound off half-back here.
Yeah, optimistic perhaps being polite, I reckon there, Jules, as Myercheck brings the ball out of defensive 50. Linking up with the other Myercheck, some calls of throw from the South Burnie faithful. The umpire disagreed as Joseph just slaps it on the boot. Up and under kick. Coming in over the top, Ray McCann did pretty well. Otherwise it was Smith's ball to lose, but Smith emerges with the football. His kick goes inside 50. Finding Baldock.
Again, this has just been the difference, it feels like, for so much of this game. South Burnie's ability to lower the eyes and find a target inside 50. You can see them saying there, Zach Smith just telling his teammates to stay calm, and I feel like that's what they've done well in the key moments in this game.
Bulldogs kick towards goal. Just fading to the left-hand side, so one goes begging. Another minor score there for the Hawks as Queenstown need to really move this ball quickly and hit the scoreboard. They don't need to panic just yet, but they just need to play a pretty attacking style of play, you'd have to say, from here if they're going to get back into this game. Joseph, as he's done all afternoon, taking the mark. Good kick into the middle, finding Breakey. Breakey launches the ball inside 50, looking for a target, and the mark's been taken. I think that might be Keane. It is. So he hasn't been dominant in front of the big sticks, far from it. Yet to kick a goal so far today, Bowen Keane, but just played a really important role in partnership with Rowan Baldock, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. The leading goal kicker in the comp for the season, but played that supporting role to perfection today. Chance here to get himself on the score sheet, though, and make life really hard for the Crows. He starts that one out right, and it just holds its line beautifully and sails through. A massive goal from Bowen Keane. And South Burnie might now feel like they have one hand on the DFA trophy.
Yeah, that's a really good finish there from Keane. But again, a lot of those key movers for South Burnie getting around the football. Good entry there from Breakey, and yeah, that's just expertly done there from Big Bowen Keane. And the happiest man there was Rowan Baldock. The two of them are loving their football next to each other. Interesting here, Queenstown, they've chucked Myercheck on the ball just to try and inject some experience around there. He's going to emerge with the football on this occasion. Gets it off to Ray McCann. Ray McCann, hot handball. Smith, who's been enormous for South Burnie with the intervention, gets it off to Fitzpatrick, who just hacks the ball onto his boot. Keane, thereabouts, dishes the handball back. Opportunity through Sheehan, just jams the ball on the boot. Awkward bounce and an awkward footy here for the Queenstown defence, but they're able to get a bit of composure with a long high kick, but it'll just be temporary relief as Turner, I should say, takes the mark. Turner with a short kick there to Jacobson, who really came alive in that third quarter. Kicks the ball in the direction of Rolls, who just uses his strength. Almost a sigh of relief from him there from taking the mark. He's worked incredibly hard all afternoon.
Been a huge presence right across the ground, hasn't he?
Yeah, certainly has. His follow-up work's been immense as well. The battle against John Holland's been must-watch viewing all afternoon. This could be right on the edge of his range here, Rolls. He decides just to chip things to the top of the goal square, and Ray McCann takes the mark comfortably in the end, and the Crows will look to generate something from full-back.
It's a long driving kick all the way to the centre of the ground, but again, South Burnie able to repel, and that's a brilliant kick. Back inside 50. Lands with Jacobson, who, as you said, has been fantastic in this second half, but how was the composure to just slingshot immediately back and find a target?
Yeah, another opportunity here for Jacobson. Looking to kick his second of the day.
It's a good connection off the boot. Long and strong, just to the left, though. Bundled over the line for a behind.
This is getting pretty tricky now for Queenstown, isn't it? Any hopes of getting the cup back to the gravel is slipping away from them. Not out of it just yet, but it's becoming increasingly difficult. 32 points the margin. 10 minutes gone in this last quarter. Ray McCann understands the urgency of the matter. 3 bounces. Then gets his kick away, looking for a target, but not a good kick at all. Straight down the throat of Dalting, who is pretty content to fan the ball that wide to Blake. Jonty Blake, see something you like. That's a beautiful kick there to Burn. Had to be perfect, and it was. Burn's kick is a good one, finding Jacobson, who is making that 50-metre arc his own at the moment. Good kick from him, finding Baldock. They've just got all the answers at the moment, South Burnie. Queenstown just continually breaking down across the middle of the ground.
It's been the story of the game, hasn't it, really? The periods where South Burnie have been able to pull away and assert their authority on this game is when they've been able to force those turnovers through the middle, and as they did here, take full advantage.
Baldock's kick from a difficult angle is a goal. There was a bit of disbelief around the ground. That's a fantastic finish from the superstar. That's his 5th. And South Burnie extend the margin to 38 points. And Rowan Baldock take a bow. Lovely kick there from Jacobson. Strong mark taken. And just a beautiful finish from a pretty difficult angle.
It speaks to just how good Baldock is, that it feels like it's been a quiet-ish game for him at times here, but he's still got 5 goals on the board, and that's almost the difference between these two teams at this stage. Queenstown now really up against it. Everything has to go perfectly for them from here, you'd have to think. Ball wrapped up after the restart here. We'll get another ball up. They're just taking their time to get back into position, but we're back underway now. Flying over the top and tapping it down was Jake Ray McCann, but he gave away the free kick to Rolls, who I feel like has just worked into this game brilliantly, only gotten better as it's gone on. He sends it to the edge of the 50, a strong fly, but the ball's brought down. With a good contest from Ray McCann again, but South Burnie have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Stepping through some traffic there was Jacobson, got the handball away, but it comes back to him again. Again fighting through contact, that time called for the incorrect disposal, and Queenstown have a chance to rebound. They move quickly. Contest brings it to ground, and again swooping in is Zach Smith. He's been fantastic across this whole game. Sends it inside 50. And Bowen Keane was never in the best position for that one, and yet has still found a way to take the mark. He'll line up for his 2nd of the term here, and a chance to really drive the dagger through the heart of the Crows. Some pressure from the man on the mark made it tricky, but I think that somehow snuck over the line anyway. It's unorthodox. There was a lackadaisical foot thrown at it on the line, but it's not enough to stop Bowen Keane from kicking his 2nd.
Yeah, if it's your day, isn't it? That's a just ridiculous goal, to be honest, there from Keane. But it doesn't matter how they go through, as long as they do. As we see that, that's a real shocker of a kick. And Ray McCann just threw a foot at it, unable to get there in the end.
I don't think it's going to impact the result, but that's the stuff of nightmares for Ray McCann on the line.
I think so, but Keane gets his 2nd nonetheless, and the South Burnie Hawks are in a really good position now. Middle of the ground, Smith just continues to scrap away. Gets it off to Burn. Burn's kick out wide to Joseph. All the prime movers getting involved. Joseph to Sheehan. Eventually traps the footy under his spell. Centering kick is a beauty to Jacobson. And South Burnie, they finished the season as the minor premiers. They went down to the Crows a couple of weeks ago, but this is them at their absolute best. Jacobson to raise the ton for the Hawks. Crosses the paint of 50. Kick is on the way, just getting that extra distance. Impacted his accuracy, out of bounds on the full.
Feels like they're really threatening to just run away with this one now, doesn't it, South Burnie? They're a well-oiled machine every time they go inside 50 so far in this 4th quarter. The Crows need to try and find a response to at least stem the flow here as they slowly try to work their way out of the back line. But that's another horrible turnover trying to come out of defence. Cody Sheehan takes the mark. He looks to move quickly to find a target, but almost turns it over right back. Ray McCann tried to come away with it, but just got slapped out of his hands. Good effort there from Austin Byrne to keep the ball locked inside 50.
So, ball deep inside Attacking 50 here for the Hawks. Sheehan's first to it. Tied up against the boundary line. Kick is on the way. Misses. So the Crows bring the ball out of defensive 50. Mark unable to be taken there from McDermott. Invites Jacobson back into the fray. Jacobson with a loopy handball over the top. Just bouncing away from his intended target. So South Burnie, they were the dominant team across the back end of the 2010s, winning the flag in 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018. Won it again in 2023 against Queenstown after Baldock kicked 10. Looking to claim another premiership this afternoon to cap off a remarkable season from them. And just some frustrations bubbling over there from Mitch Norkie, refusing to let go of his opponent's foot. It's going to invite Fitzpatrick into a goal-kicking position inside attacking 50. Dishes the ball off to Turner. Not a great kick in the direction of Baldock. Ray McCann, unopposed in the end, gathers the footy, takes a bounce, takes a second and a third. He's been certainly one of the Crows' best today as McCann. Not a great kick though. Looking to manufacture something. Fitzpatrick slips on the football. His kick goes to the direction of Baldock. Casually as you like, Baldock around the body, kicks his sixth. And it's party time now for the Hawks at Wivenhoe.
I think the celebrations will be starting now, won't they? Well and truly out of reach, and Baldock just unstoppable when he gets it in a one-on-one. It doesn't matter what the delivery's like, what he has to do to get to it. Seemingly bringing everything down. 6 goals for him. As you say, after 10 in South Burnie's last premiership, he is a big game player.
I know you had some figures on him pre-game with his career at South Burnie as well, Tools. He's, without question, one of the greatest key forwards of the modern era in Tasmanian football. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, according to the public records, 1,183 career goals before this season. So, as you say, a fantastic career, and he's only adding to it here. Queenstown have a chance to respond now. That kick just drifts away to the right, though. Brings the margin back to an even 50 points.
Yeah, Allen and Dilger combining on that occasion. Dilger's been fantastic for Queenstown. They've just probably needed more of him, haven't they? The core group of players have performed really well and tried their heart out. They just haven't quite had the class of South Burnie today, must be said. And the Hawks' ferocity from the very opening bounce has really held them in good stead.
Yeah, it's been a game all about pressure for long stretches, and South Burnie, their willingness to just crack into every contest, fight hard to win it, but then show some polish when they've needed it to find their targets and generate scores. Really fantastic all-around effort from them today.
So Turner finds Joseph. Joseph back to Turner. They're just happy to soak things up now with the Hawks. Joseph goes short, finds Byrne. He's been very good today. Austin Byrne, particularly in that opening half, he was incredibly busy. Long kick down the line. Numbers here should favour Queenstown. Myercheck handballs it off to Sam Newson. Newson drives it inside 50, looking for his target, but numbers in favour there of the Hawks. With ball in hand there, it's Jonty Blake, who stood up whenever he's needed to this afternoon, like so many of his teammates.
South Burnie again, happy to just chip it around as they move outside defence. Byrne again ends up with it, and again he's happy to go back. They're in no hurry here, the Hawks. Turner will look to go across goal again. Ooh, tight margins there for the switch, but he gets it to Collins, who sends it long down the line. Teammate lost his footing at the wrong moment, and that opens the door up for Morgan, who drills it back inside 50. Long kick to a one-on-one, and that's a good spoil there by Jonty Blake. As you say, I think he's been one of the best for this South Burnie team. The defence has been so key in this win, and he's been a real pillar back there.
Yeah, they've had winners all across the park, haven't they? The Hawks, magnificent, a really that core group have been absolutely terrific. as Holland just punches the ball towards the goal square. The Hawks happy to just surge this ball forward. Turner, an interesting sort of kick that eventually bounces over and out. Myercheck asking for the footy. Umpire throw it back into play. So just ticked over 20 minutes. Fantastic crowd here at Wivenhoe. Another brilliant season of the Darwin Football Association. South Burnie will face off against East Ulverston in a few weeks' time for the battle of the two coastal competitions in the DFA and the NWFA Premiers. As the Hawks just really look to soak everything up in these final moments. Dalting. Again, he was very productive in the opening half. Finds Byrne. Kicking deep inside 50 in the direction of Baldock. Couldn't quite pull it in on that occasion. Working his way forward there was Collins, who's been instrumental down back for the majority of the game. He's just inserted himself up inside 50. And he'll have an opportunity here to put the cherry on top of the South Burnie Premiership cake. And I think he's saluting the crowd. I think it's... don't know how many goals he's kicked this year, Collins, but the fans seem to enjoy the fact he had a 50 and was going straight to the goal square. So Jamie Collins has been brilliant down back over the course of the afternoon. Marched to the top of the goal square and will kick the goal from point-blank range to extend the Hawks' margin. He'll kick it into Bass Strait. What a day for South Burnie. 16-11, 107. They lead Queenstown 7-9, 51. A brilliant finish from him. I think that might be his third goal potentially of the season. He absolutely loved it. He saluted the crowd when he was given the 50. He made no mistake. Just a few tensions just bubbling over there right on the goal line. Yeah, that's not quite sure what's happening there as the umpire just tries to settle things down. Hopefully we can just get a move on and get the game back underway. I didn't quite see what happened there, Dooley, but...
As we were watching the replay of that goal, there's some words been shared between spectators and players. Not what you want to see, but as you say, hopefully we can get the game back rolling again here as we're on the home stretch.
Yeah, 23 minutes gone in this final term. Don't want to have a sour note to end the day on. It's been a really good game of football and a fantastic performance from the South Burnie Hawks. Currently leading by 56 points. So we just stop, and that's, not quite sure what's going on there, to be honest. That's some pretty inappropriate behaviour. We'll leave that be, and what will come of that will come. But South Burnie, overall, just a brilliant afternoon for them on the field. They've been clinical right around the ground.
Well, they've been tested at times in this game, haven't they? They've had the answers every time they've needed, and I think it felt at times like this was quite a tight and tough contest. So the fact that they've been able to balloon the margin out to 56 points really speaks to just how good they've been.
And the players all shaking hands. I think the siren's just about to go to mark the end of this one, and it does. South Burnie claim the 2025 Darwin Football Association Premiership in decisive style. 16-11, 107. They reign supreme over Queenstown. 7-9, 51. Two clubs have had fantastic seasons, but in the end, South Burnie far too strong on the last day of the season. Jacob Duell, as we said a few times, has just had winners right across the park and really capped off a terrific season with an incredibly professional performance in the decider.
They did. I think, obviously they were the dominant side across the home and away season, claimed the minor premiership. They would have been really disappointed with the way that they played in that first final against Queenstown. So for them to win their way through to the grand final the long way and then put in a performance like this back up against the Crows really is something they can be proud of, and they've had to earn the flag this year, and they passed every test with flying colours to do so.
Yeah, and I think the fact they responded after going down to Queenstown a couple of weeks ago, that's a big thing. That the mental demons can really play on you on that occasion. And Queenstown, we know, are reigning premiers as well. They've would have gone into this game full of confidence. They always seem to time their run really well at the back end of the year to the Queenstown Crows. Today, just unable to quite get the job done. But South Burnie, yeah, what an outfit. I feel like the best of field medal, I mean, it feels like Bulldog kicking 6 is certainly probably the leading candidate, but wouldn't shock me if it went to a number of players from South Burnie. They had winners right across the field, as we said. A lot of players at the coalface who are really dominant as well.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, I think in a game where early on scoring was hard to come by, Bulldogs' efforts up forward, impossible to ignore. Wouldn't be surprised to see, the likes of Zach Smith, who I thought was everywhere around the contest, or some of those defenders that we've spoken about. Jonty Blake, Aaron Joseph, just intercepting on so many occasions and giving them some drive out of the back line. It's tough to pick a winner for the best on ground, but that speaks to just how well balanced this effort has been.
Certainly does. Fantastic day. And great to have a game in these sorts of conditions as well, it must be said, Dooley. We're able to get some really good skill from the two outfits out on display. We'll let the two teams do their thing out in the middle, and we'll keep this rolling for the presentations and see who's won best of field medal. But yeah, a fantastic performance here from South Burnie, and a big shout out to the DFA for another fantastic season. Barry Dunham, the president, Ali Pearce from AFL Tas, has a mountain of work with the competition as well, and a big thanks to all of the competition sponsors. You can see a number of them on the screen as I'll continue to roll through. Great to see community football absolutely thriving in the Northwest. As we've mentioned a couple of times now, the South Burnie Hawks, as premiers of the DFA, will take on the East Ulverston Crows in a couple of weeks for the battle between the DFA and the NWFA premiers, which I think is a fantastic initiative, and really looking forward to seeing how that one unfolds.
Should be an exciting contest, shouldn't it? Two really strong teams across the year. South Burnie brings some momentum in after, playing in a big win here more recently, but I think that'll be one you definitely want to get along to and check out if you're in the area.
Certainly will. Plenty of football coming up on the AFL Tas live stream. Of course, a couple of games live from the Premier League competitions across this afternoon, but next couple of weeks, some huge finals right across the state with the Premier League and Community League competitions in the North and the South, and the NWFL Premier League as well. It's a fantastic time of the year, isn't it? It
is, yeah. There's always plenty of footy going on throughout September, so a lot to tune in and enjoy and get along to watch. And I think some of those competitions were set for a really exciting finish, as we've seen in the DFA and some of these leagues with their earlier grand finals. So, as he said, a lot to look forward to still coming up. But for the DFA, a strong day, a good crowd to finish off their season.
Absolutely. So the South Burnie Hawks run out 56-point winners and claim the 2025 DFA Premiership as they sing the song in the middle of Wivenhoe. We'll leave you from the broadcast position. Thanks for your company. We'll let these roll as you get all the celebrations. Bye for now.